The Florian Triangle, known to be a sailor's worst nightmare. This haunted body of water is said to host all kinds of demonic ordeals for anyone foolish enough to enter. Those who make way into the Devil's Dark Sea are greeted with a fog that's a dark shade of blue. Ooh. Watch out as the skies get kind of cloudy. Horrors know no end, weary traveler. Stay too long and you'll end up in...
Merphy, get out of my chair.
Hello everyone, and welcome to my review for each arc in One Piece. With a new crewmate comes new adventures as we sail through one of the arcs with the most divided fan base, the Thriller Bark Saga. A lot of people feel Thriller Bark is one of the weaker points in the story. One guy unironically called it a filler arc. The beginning is considered kind of boring or too slow, the villain seemingly not that memorable, and just the fact that it's sandwiched in between two of the most well-beloved arcs in the franchise.
You people have terrible taste.
So let's see if what everyone says is true. Is Thriller Bark really that bad? Spoiler alert. It's good. So bring back the dead. Go crazy on the karaoke machine and get ready for a gut punch in the feels as we're swallowed into the nightmare that is Thriller Bark, where nothing happened. Thriller Bark is 45 episodes and 48 chapters. Our story starts off with the crew having fun while sailing aboard their new ship. They find a barrel floating in the middle of the ocean. Thinking it might have alcohol and food, they open it right up.
So, hey God, we're still in your booze!
Too bad for our greedy alcoholics, as this barrel actually contained a suspicious signal flare that launches up in the sky. Not long after, a storm rages in the wind.
Oh, you thought it was dumb enough to just drop my alcohol and let you have it? Here's a storm, you rubber bitch. I'm not just God. I'm the prank god.
It's paddle time!
From one thing to another, after escaping the storm, the crew find themselves deep inside the Devil's Sea. Those who enter are doomed to never return, as countless ghost ships pass by our travelers. One such ship begins to sing, and when they look up, the funkiest skeleton you'll ever meet looks right back at them. While everybody screams in fear, Luffy is absolutely pumped for adventure. Along with Sanji and Nami, they hop aboard the ghost ship. Waiting for them is the optimistic Dead Bones Brook, the singing swordsman. He might not be alive, but that will never stop the drip.
Do skeletons poop?
Luffy's curiosity doesn't stop there as he asks the walkin' skeletal system to join his crew. Over on the Sunny, our captain introduces their new crewmate.
What is this thing and why is it on our ship?
I've been saying that literally every fucking episode. After eating, Brook explains his freakish existence. 5 decades ago, Brook's pirate crew died in battle. Thanks to the Revive Devil Fruit, he was given another chance at life. Afterwards, everyone notices that Brook doesn't have a reflection. This human-sized femur informs the gang that his shadow was stolen 5 years ago. Anyone whose shadow is taken from them will burn in the sunlight. Until Brook can get his shadow back, he must stay in the thick fogs of the Florian Triangle. Their conversation is cut short as this cute little marshmallow stops by to say hello. A loud crash shakes the ship. Wondering what's going on, everyone runs outside to see that they found themselves in danger. That'll take about 43 episodes to resolve. That barrel from earlier was definitely a trap. Those dumb enough to set it off become the primary target of the Ghost Island Thriller Bark. Jesus walked so Brook could run. He heads off to Thriller Bark in search of his shadow. While the gang figure out a game plan, Nami, Usopp, and Chopper hop aboard Frankie's new invention, the Mini Mary, one of the Thousand Sunny's many secrets. The fun doesn't last long as all of a sudden the weakling trio are gone. Then a bunch of strange things begin happening on the ship.
Something is grabbing me.
Oh, Casper, how far you've fallen. The weakling trio find themselves in a hole. As they try to piece things together, the horrors of the island rear their ugly heads. Discount Cerberus, chubby vampires, zombies, and all other kinds of hideous abominations reside in this nightmare wonderland. end. Many heart attacks later, and the weakling trio end up in some castle greeted by the Frankenstein butler, Shindri, who hates plates just as much as she hates men. Pop off, sis. The owner of the mansion welcomes these oblivious guests. Chopper's idol, the infamous Dr. Hogback. This totally not evil doctor explains his perfectly rational research on how to bring people back to life.
Rest assured, I'm always quite adamant about keeping the tablecloth clean.
Okay, I'll eat then.
Oh man, I'm starving.
Nami takes a bath while the other two stand guard. They discuss that maybe Dr. Hogback isn't as kind as he appears to be. They plan to leave, but Nami begins to notice that someone has been listening in.
What? Usopp, Chopper, what did you say?
We didn't say anything. But my butt just did.
Give this man a hand, everyone. The award for the funniest man alive goes to Usopp. In fact, 2 awards. You can have 2.
Nope, nope, nope. Casper, you horny ghost. You're not getting me demonetized this time. Moving on. Afterwards, the weakling trio run away from Da Vinci's rejected paintings. They find themselves in a room dedicated to Shindri, only to realize that she was a famous actress and singer who died from a stage accident 10 years ago. Nami's team find Dr. Hogback, who's working on another zombie. Before they can get a good look, another zombie with a familiar laugh stops them from eavesdropping. Dr. Hogback tells them that this was once a famous samurai born from the land of Wano, the Dragon Slayer Ryuma. Yup, this is the same guy from the one-shot manga Monster. Your mind blown yet? Ryuma does that thing they do in every anime. He calmly walks behind the gang, and when he sheathes his sword, you're already dead.
Wait, what happened? I thought he was going to cut us.
The competent portion of the crew explore the island. They encounter the same horrors as Nami's team, but find it to be more of a fun surprise than a scary situation.
Turn back now. You'll never be the Pirate King. Buggy will!
Further in the forest, Luffy's team find the marshmallow ghosts from earlier. They might look happy, but one touch from them and you'll be needing a therapist, as these ghosts spread nothing but negativity. Afterwards, Luffy's team comes across an old man who's also had his shadow stolen just like Brooks. Seeing how well they took out the zombies, he begs them to help defeat the one responsible for this all. One of the 7 warlords of the sea, Gecko Moria, the ruler of the shadows. Speaking of which, once the clock strikes 12, the shadow games begin. The mysterious 4 make their move. Casper, the horny ghost, was actually Absalom of the Graveyard, leader of the Undead. He wakes up their strongest forces, the zombie generals. All the marshmallow ghosts gather to everyone's favorite e-girl, the ghost princess Perona. The mastermind behind it all wakes up. The king of shadows, Gecko Moria, announces his plan. Those who stay in Thriller Bark past midnight are doomed to suffer the horrors of the island. The night hunt has begun. Luffy's team encountered the paintings, but they're no threat. As they walk on, they notice that Sanji and Zoro have gone missing. Further along, they encounter a horde of the zombie generals. For some reason, one of them has the same fighting style as Zoro. Oh no, the weebs are multiplying! Over on Nami's side, the Risky brothers are on the run to present them to Moria. They manage to get out, but are greeted by Perona's zombie animals.
I'll hunt you down wherever you go.
Things look dicey, but they're saved by a zombie penguin who's got a familiar chivalrous attitude. Back to Luffy's team, Frankie and Robin manage to escape, and notice the captain is gone too. When they look up, they see a coffin screaming to be free. Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji were captured and are being taken to Moria. Before they can rescue him, Peter Parker's pet comes to play. You can tell Frankie's least favorite song is the Itsy Bitsy Spider, as he refuses to let this freak of nature run up the spout again. The spider monkeys take Robin hostage, truly in a sticky situation. However, with a yardy yo, Brook comes through. He instantly takes out the spider monkey using the same move as Ryuma. He reveals that the zombie's weakness is salt. Why salt? Cause fuck it, why not? Oda's rules, not mine. The weakling trio find a place to hide from all the zombies, only to realize they're inside Perona's pet servant Kumasi, who are all going to see the birth of the 900th zombie. In Moria's room, Luffy is locked in a cage struggling to break free. Giant lights illuminate over as Moria rips Luffy's shadow from the ground. With comically large scissors, he cuts the shadow, knocking him out. Spider mice take the unconscious captain back to the ship. The mysterious four enter the vault to awaken the special zombie. Introducing the revival of the ultimate monster. Years ago, this legendary Pokemon was said to have pulled entire continents with ropes. Then using the elements of nature, it created— oh wait, sorry guys. I confused myself with Regigigas. This is Oars, the Continental Puller. With this powerful zombie, combined with Luffy's strength, will make Moria unstoppable. Despite having an amazing powerhouse, Oars is disobedient, acting just like Luffy, demanding large portions of food and wanting to go off on his own 1,000 episode adventure. However, Moria isn't worried, as he knows sooner or later, Oars will obey him, as do all. The weakling trio escape, but it doesn't last long, as Absalom yoinks Nami to go out and have a totally consensual wedding, not one-sided or a literal crime in any way.
I hate this character.
Usopp and Chopper wind up being hunted by zombies, but Frankie and Robin come to the rescue packed with sodium. Back on the ship, they see that a lot of their stuff was taken. However, in the kitchen, they see Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji knocked out in the room. Essentially just another Friday night for the gang. Managing to wake them up, Frankie explains everything, including Brook's resolve. Over 50 years ago, Brook's pirate group left an old friend behind. Still hoping he's alive, Brook wants to see him again. That man's name is Laboon the Whale from Reverse Mountain. Oda, you are a god! This right here is prime One Piece blow your mind world building at play. This whale that seemingly wasn't gonna be a big deal and just some small one-off story that really didn't matter. And then bam! 300 episodes later and that same story comes back in full effect. I love stuff like this. I mean, hell, I wouldn't be surprised if one day we just learned that Akainu is like Gaimon's younger brother or something.
Write that down, write that down!
Realizing the man's romance, the gang are more determined than ever to help Brook and defeat Moria. The counterattack starts now. The gang head out. Luffy sets his sights on Moria. Zoro and Frankie go to find Brook while the rest are on a rescue mission for Nami. On the way, they demolish a bunch of zombies, but then Oars comes rushing in with the WWE Smackdown, which ends up separating the crew. Oars dips and Zoro's team heads inside the Mansion of Ghosts. The first obstacle is Perona. Knowing they can't run from the negativity, the crew run for their lives, but it's all pointless. You can't run from your dark thoughts forever. Although one man has known fear and darkness his whole life. An absolute shad of pessimism and a glass-half-empty grind set takes center stage.
I just naturally have a negative personality!
Depression wins! Usopp tells the gang to leave Perona to him.
Not anyone in this entire world who can defeat me in negativity!
No, I'm good. I mean, yeah, I get sad sometimes, but I can't complain. DJ?
The cops are outside. You need to leave.
Zoro, Sanji, and Frankie are on the move. Yet our Dark Prince smells some unsolicited romance and goes on his own White Knight Chronicles. Sanji barges into Absalom's wedding. It's a battle of the down bad. Yeah, I don't like Absalom, and this fight just completely ruins Sanji's image. Moving on, back over to Usopp and Perona. She runs away since her only gimmick isn't working. After dealing with Kumasi, he finds Perona floating high up in the sky. Things have changed. No matter what Usopp does, he can't hurt Perona. All his attacks just pass through the Ghost Princess, who's all of a sudden able to change the size of her body at will, from small to mommy. Even her ghosts have become dangerous, able to explode on command. All things seem hopeless for our warrior. Kumasi comes back for revenge. Usopp's many regrets start to cloud his thoughts as his consciousness starts to fade. But then Sniper King comes to the rescue!
Stand back, evildoer, or you'll face the wrath of Sniper King!
You think you can stop me with your dumb tricks? Take this, Negative Hollow! I have many regrets in life. This is one of them.
Thanks to Sniper King, Usopp gains his second win. The battle may still be tough, but he's figured out Perona's strategy. Perona hid her real body and detached her spirit to roam around. Usopp pulls out all the stops, giving Perona a taste of her own medicine. Then he proceeds to just end her existence. Usopp wins. Alright, let's see how Zoro's doing. It's really hard being a Zoro fan. Over on Brook's end, he's off to reclaim his shadow from the master swordsman Ryuma. 5 years ago, they dueled, but Brook was absolutely no match for the samurai. Brook gives it everything he's got for Laboon's sake. Even after 5 years of relentless training and solid ambition, Brook is simply no match. Before Ryuma can end it all, Franky and Zoro come to the rescue. Intrigued by the Black Blade Shusui, Zoro plans to beat Ryuma and take his sword. The two do battle. It's crystal clear to Brook that since the beginning, Ryuma has been holding back, unleashing crazy moves that haven't been seen before. Both fighters are equally matched, and with one last attack, it seems like Ryuma has won, yet the samurai knows best, claiming Zoro as the victor and awarding him his legendary Black Blade, along with Brook's shadow.
But let's pretend like this fight never happened.
Lastly, Luffy's team run into Dr. Hogback and Shinri. Wanting all the smoke for himself, Chopper tells Luffy to leave this fight to him. Dr. Hogback calls in Sanji and Zoro's zombies to join the fight, although this time they're completely obedient to the Doctor's orders and become much more than Chopper and Robin can handle. Dr. Hogback goes on about how he never once cared for the pleas of others, considered a burden to his high IQ as all he cared about was the money and Shinri. Chopper and Robin, being sick of it all, use the zombies' weakness against them, getting Dr. Hogback to order them to jump out the building. Then Chopper uses the power of friendship to make the dead Shinri's heart beat once more. With Robin's help, Chopper prepares the world's longest German suplex on Dr. Hogback. But before he can do it, Oars pops out of nowhere to see what all the fuss is about, causing a ruckus and accidentally stomps on Dr. Hogback. Chopper and Robin technically win. Luffy finally finds the mastermind Gecko Moria, who's just chillin' waiting for Oars to come to Papa. Luffy starts swinging, but thanks to Moria's Shadow Fruit, none of Luffy's attacks land. Moria claims that with his powers and the zombies, he will become the Pirate King without lifting a finger. That dream doesn't last long, as Luffy's able to put the smack down on Moria, but not long after, Oars appears before his master, completely obedient and awaiting his orders. Moria gives Oars one simple mission: to destroy the Straw Hat Pirates. Oars bursts outside the castle and calls out the Straw Hats for a fight. Standing right in front is Sanji for his scheduled beating. The rest of the gang aren't much help as they just kinda watch. Eventually, they stop trolling the poor cook and join in on the battle. They pull out every trick in the book they have to defeat the demon. From Franky's Fortnite skills to Zoro and Robin's combo, but not even the great Tactic 15 can save them this time. The worst part is it turns out Oars was a giant robot all along, as Moria appears from inside his belly. Battle really kicks off as Oars manages to take out Franky. Before he can finish him off, Nami joins the fight, although thanks to Moria, Oars has some new tricks up his sleeve.
Oars Ball!
Now available at your local retail. Buy now! Not all hope is lost. Brook comes with just the solution: a giant bag of salt to put a stop to Oars, but he gets taken out real quick too. Robin does what she should have done right from the start. She breaks Moria's neck, but it turns out to be his shadow. Appearing right behind her, Moria takes Robin's shadow, knocking her out. Their numbers dwindle even more as Oars wastes no time taking out Sanji and Chopper. With only 3 fighters left, their goal is to give Oars the salt as quickly as possible. Zoro distracts Oars while Usopp prepares the salt, but even he manages to fall too. Usopp shoots the salt and defeats Oars! Come on! Their plan failed and all the crewmates have been defeated. The Straw Hat Pirates have lost.
You looking for these two? 'Cause you're not even close. The name's Monkey D. Luffy.
Whoa, hold up. How is Luffy already at Gear 4th? I could have sworn that's like not till Dressrosa. A while back, Luffy was chasing Moria, but lost him in the forest. He runs into the Rolling Pirates, led by Captain Lola, who've all had the shadow stolen 3 years ago. The Rolling Pirates found the perfect solution to defeat Moria. Just like how he can put shadows into zombies, the same can be done to humans, as they just shove 100 shadows into Luffy, basically making him as strong as he will be during the time skip. With this new power, Nightmare Luffy completely curb stomps Oars, although the power eventually goes away and Oars is still in the fight. The rest of the Straw Hats wake up and prepare one final attack. With the power of teamwork, they manage to finally beat Oars, but the job's not done just yet. Moria wakes up and gives Luffy a piece of advice. He's not ready for the new world. Moria understands firsthand just how terrible those seas can be after having been utterly defeated by Kaido of the Four Emperors. Moria believes that a human crew is a weakness, but with an army of shadows, he doesn't need to worry about the death of his men ever again. Since Luffy consumed 100 shadows, Moria will do even more. Not 200, not even 500 is enough. Moria consumes 1,000 shadows. The final battle commences as the sun begins to rise. I just want to mention how much I love this moment, especially knowing what we know now. Moria's words to Luffy about the new world, which caused him to act the way that he does, is bone-chilling. And then just the scene of him consuming all 1,000 chapters, like, literally always gives me goosebumps. With just a few minutes left on the clock, Luffy rushes in to finish things for good. At first, Moria tries his hardest to hold in the shadows, but with a good old headbutt, Moria is forced to release all 1,000 shadows. The Straw Hats have won. Oh, thank God this saga is over. Alright guys, well, that's about it for this arc video. Kinda long, but overall, pretty solid. Anyway, see you next time.
DJ, what are you doing? You can't stop the video. The arc's not over yet.
So it would seem.
Excuse me, what? Beat one warlord and get another free. The tyrant Bartholomew Kuma appears before everyone after being given the order to destroy the Straw Hats. The Rolling Pirates take up arms, but their efforts are in vain as Kuma slaps them with the powers of the Paw Paw Fruit. With the Paw Paw Fruit, Kuma has the perfect offense and defense, as he can repel anything his hands touch, including the air itself, allowing him to throw crazy projectiles or even travel at ridiculous speeds, knocking out Frankie and giving Zoro a hard time. However, being smarter than the average bear, Kuma has many more hidden tricks up his sleeve. Not even Sanji can leave a dent on his face. The Straw Hats are no match for this warlord. As Bartholomew prepares his ultimate attack, he gives the Straw Hats an ultimatum.
I will spare your lives. In exchange for this act of magnanimity, you give me the head of Straw Hat Luffy.
Way ahead of you, bud. I'm tired, I'm hungry, and I just want to go home because I am beyond sick of this shit.
The Straw Hats refuse, giving Kuma no choice but to wipe them out with the Ursurus Shock. A giant bomb of condensed air annihilates everything in its path. The smoke clears, and with no one in sight, Kuma grabs Luffy. Although cool, Zoro's attack was pointless. With the help of the world's greatest scientist, Dr. Vegapunk, Kuma has become an even stronger cyborg than Frankie. The man starts shooting laser beams too. Kuma states his offer one more time for the head of Straw Hat Luffy. Not wanting to betray his captain, Zoro offers his head instead, as he truly believes in Luffy's goal to become king of the pirates.
Stop trying to show me up. Don't bother with Mosshead here. If you're taking a head, take mine.
Ha! Don't waste your time on these chumps, Kuma. Take my head instead. I'm Mushroom Man, and I make slightly funny videos on the internet.
Wanting the character development for himself, Zoro knocks out Sanji. Impressed with his determination, Kuma agrees to Zoro's plea. He grabs Luffy and repels all of his pain into one giant red bubble. Zoro must take in all of Luffy's suffering on top of his already near-death injuries. Without hesitation, Zoro accepts. A while later, everyone wakes up to find Kuma gone. Being the only one aware of the situation, Sanji goes to look for Zoro. When he finds him, we all bear witness to the key moment in the Thriller Bark saga.
What in the hell happened here?
What happened here? Nothing at all.
Oh, alright. Cool, we're gonna be throwing a party to celebrate Brook joining the crew. So whenever you're done doing what it is that you're doing, make sure you hurry up and join us, but clean yourself up first. You look nasty.
While Zoro recuperates, everyone on the island parties it up for an entire week, basking in the sunlight once again. Brook plays the One Piece national anthem, Bink Sake. Luffy mentions to Brook that he's met Laboon and lets him know that he's still alive, doing well, and stronger than ever. Brook stops playing for a second. While he might be dead on the outside, he's completely thankful to be alive on the inside. He reminisces about the old days aboard the Rumbar Pirates. 50 years ago in the West Blue, the upcoming Rumbar Pirates, kings of music, sail the seas. During their journey, they stumble upon a baby Laboon who got separated from his parents. Absolutely in love with the music and Brook's afro, he becomes their mascot, sailing the seas and joining in their battles. As the danger increases, Captain Yorkie states they need to leave Laboon before he gets hurt on the Grand Line. They leave Laboon in the middle of the West Blue and cross the Twin Capes onto Reverse Mountain and meet up with Crocus. Oh, and Laboon's there too. Yorkie and Brook tell Laboon to wait at the Twin Capes with Crocus. Once they explore the rest of the world, they'll come back for him in about 2 to 3 years. Whoops! Looks like you're off about 48 years. Not long after the crew step in the Grand Line, Yorkie succumbs to an incurable disease. The captain tells the crew to go alone without them so nobody else gets infected. Brook is now the acting captain of the Rumbar Pirates. What?
Take off that mask. Let me see your face.
What are you doing? Did we just forget that this man has like an incurable disease or something? 10 days later, the Rumbar Pirates meet their finale on the Florian Triangle. After losing to a pirate ship with poisonous weapons, all their crew can think about is Laboon. Before they die, the crew muster up their strength for one last song, the Rumbar Pirates Requiem of Bink Sake. Brook slowly loses his composure as bodies begin to drop in the middle of the song. Eventually, all that's left is an unwelcomed instrumental, and not long after, Brook dies as well. The Rumbar Pirates have fallen. It's a good thing Brook packed a phoenix down, as he's revived thanks to his devil fruit. Although, for the next 50 years, Brook sails the endless sea of the Florian Triangle, picking up the bones of his fellow crewmates and thinking back to all the fun times they've had. Brook does everything he can to keep his sanity, goofing around, playing songs, and just laughing for no reason. The one thing keeping him together is the promise he made to Laboon. It's really hard for me to fully express just how tragic Brook. It's really difficult for me to fully express just how tragic Brook's backstory is and what it means for a lot of other people, including myself. But I think what's most impressive is just Brook's unbreakable optimism. I mean, like, his backstory is the perfect villain origin story. Yet when we meet him after he's gone through like this 50-year ordeal, he's just the most kind person you'll ever meet. And I love Brook for that. With his shadow back and knowing that Laboon is safe, Brook, with a 33 million bounty, has officially joined the Straw Hat Pirates. The crew sail out of the Nightmare Island into the bright sea and continue on their journey to be continued. And that's the end of the entire Thriller Bark saga. When I first watched this arc, I was definitely more part of the negative bandwagon for it. I still feel like it really doesn't hit its stride until Oars wakes up, but honestly, after rewatching it, I've had a lot more fun on my second watch through. Despite the dark undertones, this is probably like one of the funniest arcs in the series. It has so much action, and then just all the drama with Shindri, Brook, Laboon, and then Kuma shows up. Oh my god. And then we get the nothing happened, like one of the most iconic moments in Thriller Bark and for Zoro's character, further solidifying my basic bitch taste. All in all, Thriller Bark is a really good saga, and if you're still indifferent about it, definitely go go give it another read through or watch through. Thank you guys very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, the whole YouTube shebang, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!